Hey, what's going on? I'm the old decomposer here, doing another reaction based on the point of view of a composer. And of course, it's only a point of view. And I really enjoy the comments that I'm getting. I'm expanding deeper into many genres of music. I'm going to bring to you somebody from Australia, a guitar player. His name is Plini. Now, for my friends who are the Tool followers and fans and stuff like that, I just want to say the kind of music that I'm bringing into, the one thing that I think we all have in common is that love for the intricate, polyrhythmic rock, prog rock kind of vibe. This guy, I have heard his stuff before. I think he just released this maybe within the last couple months, and I think you're going to be really stoked at this. All right, let's see what we got going here. Give me a second to get my technical head together here. And let me see. Here we go. My first stop, I've heard of his work through YouTube and stuff, and I've always I admired in his earlier works his polyrhythmic arrangements that he does. Obviously we can hear it here. There's different meter changes in the tempo here that's going on here, which I'm really super digging. But when he came in with his lead, if you notice, it sounded like there was a mallet instrument behind it. Now, I don't know this for sure, but I know way back in the days when I was younger, when we had MIDI connections to guitars, MIDI stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface, MIDI, you could trigger sounds. Now, what I don't know is whether or not he's actually written this first, did the melodies out like that, and then learned them and played. He is a guitar player. It's very possible it's the other way around, or it's very possible that he's playing this MIDI'd to that particular sound. You can hear it in the back, and it seems like he also is selective on whether or not this comes in and out of the mix. I think I'll hear that a little more as we move on, yeah, let's keep pushing this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take it back just a little bit so we can get back into the flow. Here we go. All right, I got a lot to say about this. Number one, as an instrumentalist, as Plini is, and then the guitar, within the circle of guitar players, we always look at other guitar players to see how they're executing what they do. He has probably the most, what I call soft hands that I've seen in a guitar player. Very soft hands. A lot of people think you really got to press the string downs to make things happen. He's got great technique. Number one, intervals. the choices of notes that he's playing as he's making his melody or his runs in between the melody. These intervals are the spaces between the notes instead of it being, one note, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. He's, 1, 5, 9, something. Those are, particular intervals. And also when he's doing his runs, there are many different ways to play the guitar when you're, really pulling off those hardcore runs. You could be hardcore right on top picking it, or you could be doing kind of a hybrid picking, or using techniques with the fingers and stuff. What I love about what he's doing, it reminds me of a saxophone player. And, as guitar players, sometimes we get really intent on, like, is the pick hitting every note, and what's it look like? Is he using this kind of method, or whatever the case is? There's times, I think I made a reference in the Lingus video, how I love brass and reed solo lines that I listen to, is because a lot of times these moves, they may not be singularly articulated by a pick, but the runs are very smooth and fluid. Now, something else that was totally bitchin', I think I just aged myself with that. That last section that we just heard, did you hear those heavy, we call them pads in the industry. They're not strings, they're not real strings, but they're these long flowing pads in the background that support a swimming kind of ambiance vibe to it. I so love that with my choice of music. My opinion is that kind of correct pad placement really, to me, is a little bit of a soulful shoehorn, if you would, on getting the music to move into you, if you like that style of arranging and stuff. And then finally, before I start arranging, great arrangement so far. The chord changes that he's doing around that, there's something very similar, as far as I'm about to bring out here, that the Tool fans, or Tool, and Plini thus far on this song might recognize, that the key that he's in is very pronounced by the bass line or the chunk he's holding. So I think it's dun, 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 dun. Listen for that tone. Is going through here, it's going through here, but the voicing and the chords that he's choosing to decorate that power is cerebral symphonic to me. I'm going to buy this, and I'm probably going to play this before I go surf because it's a charge. All right, yada yada yada. Let's keep this going. Let's see what he's got. I'm going to come back a little more because I think this next section might be. It sounded like he was going to do something super cool. Oh shit. Wow. Oh, beautiful chord. Oh shit. Jesus, caught me off guard. Okay, I'm so sorry if you're getting into this. Don't worry, I'll put a link to this video down in the description so you can listen to this without my interruption. But holy sheen, that path, the section that he did before that was very spacey, very honey dripping with these beautiful melodies and chords, kind of combo, he was doing chord melody type fun stuff in there, kind of sets you in a tone of like, this is a chill. And what he just hit you with on that was cinematic. The experience, my cerebral audio experience with that was cinematic. You know, it really pulled. I mean, I'm just getting over it, I think, that feeling that I got when he got into it. Now, what I heard here, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not in the session. There's tons of plugins now that can do a lot of things and model a lot of things, but it sounded like there are multiple layers of guitars that have been shoved up in the mix just to give it that big, fat, hard, heavy-hitting bottom that we're hearing right now. It seems like the journey he's been taking us on is also what I call theater of the mind. Kind of got that from the old radio days, because that's what radio was. And even though we're watching his video, and in the video the depiction of what he believes the visual represents, this is taking me on my own visual trip in my head, and that's what music is supposed to do, break from reality. And we need that, don't we? So, holy shit, here we go. I'm gonna bring it back to that cleaner thing, and then I'm gonna go all the way to the end here. We're almost at the end of the song, so here we go. Wow, what a ride. What a ride. You know, this is, as an old composer, well, not that old, but as an older composer, this is what I'm so excited about technology, YouTube and stuff like that, for at least going, oh my gosh, there's this kind of talent out there that is going to continue pushing it for those of us who enjoy this kind of music. Not everybody enjoys this kind of music. Not everybody can dial into polyrhythmic arrangements and stuff, you know, because of many things. Personal reasons, their own biorhythm doesn't pick it up and they just can't get it, you know. Please, I'm going to put the link of this video in the description. Please check out this guy. Some of his older stuff too is just as intense as this an arrangement, but just because this is a prog rock, I don't know if it's a prog rock, fusion, jazz, how do you do, I don't know, how do you do, what is it? For those of us who like that harder rock, me, I do, I like the punchy, I love this stuff, man, I like all the other stuff, but I love this stuff. In his works, the theme of still staying true to that punchiness and the odd tempo stuff is pretty true. So anyhow, that's Plini, instrumental guitarist from Australia. Anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, aloha.